Hey everybody, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Tamara Tamu Collective, where dreams have no filter. So I want to get right into this episode, and I want to talk about self unforgiveness. Okay, so self unforgiveness, it is, one of those things that can just kind of creep back up or creep back in when you think that you have forgiven yourself for something, for a so-called mistake or an action that you wish that you would not have taken, an action that led to a result that you didn't want, or perhaps there was a certain action you took in your business that may have caused another reaction that you didn't want or another result that you didn't want. That's what I want to talk about. And the reason why I'm throwing this into the mix, because when you have not forgiven yourself, it affects how you view your level of deserving certain things. It affects negatively how you gauge whether or not you want this bigger vision that you have imagined and that you have been imagining. But because you haven't forgiven yourself for the past, you haven't taken any action, which is causing you to feel stuck or stagnant or just completely unfulfilled. And so, again, I'm throwing this into the mix because it keeps coming back up. I keep hearing it from different people. I keep hearing, and it doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the gender. It's just, this seems to be a issue across the board among us humans. All right. So we have the past and we have now. That's what we have. If we're going to view time with our intellect, when we view time with our senses, we have the past and we have now. Now, some would say, okay, well, no, we have the past, the present, and the future. No, we don't. We have the past and we have now. So when you don't forgive yourself, this is what you're doing. On one hand, you're saying, well, I feel stuck. I feel unfulfilled. I know that there's more for me to experience in this life. I know there's more for me to have. I know there's more for me to do. I know there's more for me to see. I know there's another purpose for me to fulfill. And then in the same breath, you say, oh, well, gosh, I wish I would not have taken that action or made that mistake back then. I wish I could go back and do things differently. If you have said that, you have not forgiven yourself. And wanting to move forward and making those statements do not go together. So you can either forgive yourself or you can stay stuck. When you don't forgive this, and this is one of the reasons why, and I want to bring this all together, and I'm going to do my best to do that, because there's so many things that I want to say about it, and I don't have any I don't have any notes. So, that's risky if you've been watching. But anyway, we'll get it together. So, when you don't forgive yourself, it blocks your intuition, because now you don't trust yourself. And then what we've talked about this before. Then when you don't trust yourself, what do? You go around and doing surveys, asking everybody else what you think you should do. You compare yourself, your life, your business, whatever it is, to other people. Then you start saying, well, I need to do it like that person. I need to take step 1, 2, and 3 to get to that result, because the way I did it in the past didn't work, or I took an action that didn't work, or I made a mistake because I didn't follow that particular strategy or that particular strategy or that particular strategy. Self-forgiveness will cause you to think in a limited way, not accepting the fact that you can create your own strategy with everything. And I know a lot of times when we hear the word strategy, we just relate it to business, but strategy could be in the way that you live, period. Okay. So that's what not forgiving yourself will do. It'll keep you away, separated from your intuition, and not listening to your intuition, not trusting that the answers that you need, your path, your guidance, the next step that you need is already within you. You already know. Okay. That's what it will do. It will also, and I alluded to this earlier, but it'll also cause you to wonder if you deserve that life that you want. It will cause you to say, well, I don't know, because, I made this mistake. So maybe if I was given that opportunity again, I wouldn't handle it the right way. So an example that's coming up for me is I went to design school in New York City. And at the time, and before I get to that example, let me say this too. When you have made or taken certain actions, or have not taken certain actions, or you made mistakes, or, done things that you wish you would have done differently, those reasons, it can be a laundry list of reasons. Those reasons could be from programming, whether it's from, family, religion, society, programming about how you should be, about how you should carry yourself, instead of you existing in your own natural essence, forgetting what other people think or forgetting what other people say. Perhaps you made decisions based off of what you thought, how you thought other people were going to view you or judge you. So here's the thing. When you have found that that's why, or the reasons why you made certain decisions, when you are not blaming yourself, you can look at those decisions objectively. You can look at them not judging right or wrong, but just simply making an observation and saying, okay, yeah, I took that action because I had this information here. I put it together with this information based on the set of beliefs that I was carrying at that time in my life. So you can look at it that way. But when you haven't forgiven yourself for those actions, then that's when the judging begins. That's when the action becomes, oh, well, that was stupid. How could I be so stupid? Oh, I wish I could just redo everything. Otherwise, I'd be in a different spot by now. That's when you get all of that static. That's when you get all of that static and your mind is just constantly going. You can't even calm yourself down. So, for example, let me go back to the example that I was going to use. I went to a design school, fashion design school. At the time, I was trying to be a certain way so that I wouldn't come off as too aggressive or mean or bitchy or too confident. And I observed that there were certain opportunities that were right there. And because I didn't want to outshine, because I wanted people to feel comfortable around me, those opportunities, I just kind of looked at them and they just walked away. Now, before, when I was in the vibe of not forgiving myself for that, it was, how could you be so dumb to let that walk away? Do you realize what you did? You're never going to get the opportunity again. It's never going to happen for you. This dream, you might as well throw it away. So all of those things, you see that snowball effect. And it kept me stuck, not even taking an action toward the lifestyle, the type of business that I wanted, what I even wanted my business to look like, because I still hadn't forgiven myself for that situation. And that's just one example, okay? So, also, what unforgiveness does is that it allows fear, and we already talked about self-doubt. It allows fear and self-doubt to have the perfect union in destroying whatever progress that you're trying to make, because you're allowing those things to rule your actions or non-action. And now, I'm not saying that the fear, after you have really forgiven yourself, that fear and doubt will scoot off into the sunset somewhere and leave you alone. I am saying, when you have forgiven yourself, you can observe the fear and the doubt and say, oh, I see fear. I see you and your friend doubt trying to show up for the ride. Don't even put on your seatbelt. You getting ready to get out the car, but I just want to know that I see you. Thanks for coming out. And that's it. It's not ruling, fear and doubt is not ruling you, because you have already forgiven yourself. And you can look at the fear and doubt and say, well, yes, I had that situation 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago. Yes, I took that action. But fear and doubt, I forgive myself, because now is who I am. Now is my time. Now I can affect my future from this moment. You can't go back 2 days, 2 years, 20 years, whatever. But now you can do something to affect your future. And yes, you can affect your future. Listen, if you are, you're watching this, so you're breathing, you have a heartbeat. All right. Now, unless you murder somebody, okay, or unless you got mad at somebody in traffic and you got to the stoplight, the red light, and you decided to jump out of your car and go over to the person that pissed you off and reached into the car and slapped the driver, punched the driver, I don't know, kicked the car when you were walking away. Unless, and I'm being dramatic on purpose, unless you did that, you still have now You're breathing. You have your heartbeat. Your organs are functioning. Blood is flowing through you. Powerful blood, cosmic blood is flowing through your veins. You are powerful to forgive yourself. You deserve to forgive yourself. You deserve the vision that you have for your life. You deserve to be fully expressed. You deserve to be fully fulfilled, right? So I just want to drop that message. You have to forgive yourself, period. Forgive yourself or stay stuck. That's what it is. So thank you for watching. Until next time, cheers.